Conservatives have been talking a lot about a supermajority, warning Labour's on course to get one. But what exactly does that mean? And does the claim add up? Tom Edgington from BBC Verify has been taking a look.
So here we are. The UK is about to choose its Prime Minister, and some of the polls are suggesting that the Labour Party could win big, very big. So much so that the Conservatives have been warning about a supermajority, something that they claim will make it much harder to hold the Labour Party to account. Indeed, the Prime Minister himself has posted about it on social media several times. But does it actually exist? Well, this phrase supermajority, it doesn't actually have any specific meaning, at least not in UK parliamentary terms. That's because here in the UK, once a party wins 326 seats in the House of Commons, and that's just over half, the party already has enough of its own MPs to pass new laws in the Commons. Well, assuming, of course, it can keep those MPs on side. And getting a bigger majority than that, well, it's not going to unlock any extra powers. Indeed, the Institute for Government think tank says it's untrue that there would be a sudden dramatic loss in scrutiny should one party win a very large majority. Now, this concept of a supermajority, it does exist in some countries, including here in the United States. That's because making certain things happen over in the US Congress, like for example overturning a presidential veto, that does require a 2/3 majority, and if one side has reached this threshold, it's known as a supermajority vote. So that begs the question, does having a large majority in the UK make any difference at all? Well, it does a couple of things. Firstly, the more seats a party wins, the more of these select committee chairs it holds. Now, these committees scrutinise the work of the government, and the balance of the parties at the election is meant to reflect who chairs them. The other thing is this: money. A very large majority also means less money for the opposition. That's because the smaller parties get money for every seat they win to spend on things like research and on their leaders' staff. And remember, big majorities aren't anything new. After the 1997 election, for example, the Labour Party had a majority of 179, and in 1983 the Conservatives won a majority of 144. Now, the Tory Cabinet Minister Mel Stride, he said on Wednesday that Labour could be on course for the largest majority in British history. But of course, until those votes are counted, we'll have to wait and see who emerges as the winner, and crucially, by what margin.
Tom Edgington from BBC Verify. Let's